Hi, this is Cynthia talking about Venezuela. Now, I went to the beach, and in the front of the beach, there were palm trees and sand. It looked just like a postcard. There were mountains right off the beach. We came down from this mountain to get to the beach. Um, it was awesome. In the south where we are, you go to Galveston or whatever, which is our brown muddy water, or you can go a little bit further down to San Padre Island. Well, after you get off the road, you go right to the sand and there's the water. There's no significant difference in uh, this particular type of environment down here in Houston. But in a tropical situation, there are mountains. You go from one extreme to the other, down to the palm trees and the sand. All this is just beautiful. So I get ready to get into the water this time, and I hear God say, watch what happens today. So I go in through the crashy water and the waves that you got to wade through to get through the water. And I played a little bit, and then I decided to go past the waves and go into the swells of the water where it's more calm. And I was floating in that area, and it was just beautiful. I was like, oh, wow, God, you're so good. This is beautiful. And so later on, I just came back, toward the shore, and I got caught up into the waves. Boom, boom, start getting hit by the waves. And then by the time I got to the shallow part, I kept being knocked down by the waves to the point that I couldn't find what was up or down. My equilibrium was just off, and I kept getting salt in my eyes and kept rolling. And finally, I knew to just kind of keep rolling till I got to the end, and then I got up. Wow, that was amazing. And so then later on, I went back into the water through the crushing of the waves and all that to get to the calm swells. Then I said, God, this is so good. I like how your world is and how you made it. You made it for our enjoyment. Thank you so much. And so then finally, he said something like, now those waves that you were crashing through, that's life. That's situations. When you're in the shallow end, you thinking shallow and you're not thinking about getting close to me and deep in me, then circumstances will knock you down. All kinds of situations will knock you down. You cannot find which way is up when you're going through because you're in the shallow part. You're not leaning and depending on me. But when you pass the big waves of all your problems, you come to the swells. Those swells are just as big as the waves, but you only glide and float over them because you're in a deeper part of the sea. Even if you go down underneath the water, you do not feel the swells of the water like you do at the top. Even during the tsunami, the people who were deep sea diving, they only felt a big swell, but they didn't get the impact and the depth of those other people. In fact, they were safer being under the water. And that's what God is saying. The more you're in me, the safer you are. This is Cynthia. Thank you for flowing with me.